Hello, MonstersAbound here, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires. The Warden the Paunch. Wow, that goblin just got shot in the face. But he's okay. And part 15 of my Grom the Paunch campaign, Azhag's force is, I'm going to be honest, murdering this with lovely Wind of Death there. Does huge amounts of damage, racks up 85 kills for Azhag there, and of course most of our army can Vanguard deploy, which is pretty good, apart from the artillery, which isn't so much of an issue, and the Crimson Killers, because they apparently aren't sneaky enough. I guess they've got big armor and shit. But our boys charging in and making very, very short work of it. In come the Boar Boys as well. There's the Arch Lector. He's getting run over, and the Boar Boys just running down these crossbows, getting hit by their own artillery, as is tradition. The Fanatics did some good damage, I think. It wasn't too bad. Here come the Crimson Killers, finally get into the combat. They're having a little breather, though. They've had to run quite fast, so they're just having a little breather. They'll get stuck in. The Orc Gubbinz here, 70 weapon strength, and now 100 melee attack. So, yeah, these crossbows, going to be honest, buddies, you are not... That guy's head just got knocked clean off. Like, literally just got knocked off. Wow. And our Orc boys have 103 melee attack and 66 weapon strength. So, yeah, they're doing pretty well. It's pretty good. It's pretty... I mean, not the way, you know... Yeah, these guys not doing well. It's not looking good for them. Well, whatever Baldric's plan was, it wasn't as good as just get straight up into their face and ruddy murder them. Oh, an Ogre Blade. Okay. Do I want to take the money, or do I... You know what, let's eat them, because then our army is basically 100% replenished, and we can just go on the rampage again. They do have another army over here. But Baldric's force is basically dead at this point. So... let's head over here. They might be able to catch up with us, which would be a slight issue. But I think we could probably take on both those armies anyway. I'm slightly concerned they might have another one nearby on top of that, which would be a concern. I don't know about plus 8 leadership isn't that useful. I'm tempted to get rid of the Crimson Killers and replace them with more big uns. And also, maybe just get some more Boar Boys. Because obviously, our entire army, apart from obviously... Alright, well now Rick Staines can. Apart from Azhag, who cannot Vanguard deploy, as far as... I don't think he gets a bonus to Vanguard deploy. Which, considering the rest of his army can... I mean, it's not a big deal, because obviously he's got Skull Muncher, so he can fly ahead of the main force anyway, so it's not that bad. But it's still a bit weird that he's literally the only unit in his army that can potentially not Vanguard deploy. Still. Let's get Foe Seeker, because that will make him be able to reach his front lines faster. So that's good. Everyone else can Vanguard deploy, so that's fine. And I'm tempted to maybe just go... You know what I'm tempted to do is just get rid of all of the Orc boys and just replace them with big uns. Because, like, the only difference, realistically, is they've got shields. That's it. So, it's like, may as well... I mean, also there's slightly more of them. But you may as well just get, like, all of the Orc big uns and jobs are good 'un. Yeah. The other thing is, and I checked this, to do the quests, because I looked it up, and to be, in my event, I would never have right. Mushy shrooms is one thing, but the whatever fishy chunk. So basically you need a blue and an orange, and then also you need the spider eggs, which I don't think we've got yet. So we need to recruit a rat and rock spider, but I think we were doing that. Well, we were planning to do that anyway. Right, now, who's next? Because we've got lots of battles going on all over the bloody place. Did we get... I could get... I should get a rat and rock spider. I should get a rat and rock spider, but... Paravon, it's not Cassian this time. Apparently he's left the defense to someone who doesn't know how to spell Edward, apparently, but that's fine. I guess we'll kill him. I mean, he's got a lot of Grail relics, which is an interest. I've seen this tactic before. It didn't work out for them very well then. I suspect it's not going to be great this time, but I guess we'll see how it works for them. Ah, there goes our brave boys in the sky. Shame they can't stay airborne. Never mind. Right, so our trolls charging towards the gates. I mean, these boys are pretty... Yeah, they're going to smash down that gate in pretty short order. Taking a little bit of fire there, but our goblins coming in behind. The goblin doom divers doing quite a lot of damage to the units on the wall. Taking some big chunks out of them. How quick is that gate going down? 13, 18, 20, 21... Yeah, Yeah, that's fine. That works. That works. Good. And as soon as that gate is open, we're going to send in our night goblins, and we're going to fanatic this place up. Now, the only slight issue with this is the sheer number of Grail relics, because I don't know why. Because looking at the stats, right, they've got 28 melee defense, they've got 42 armor. Theoretically, like, not that dangerous. I mean, they do have the Blessing of the Lady, so they get 20% physical resistance, but there's not really... I mean, they're not that tanky or particularly aggressive. They're just... But for some reason, they are very, very tanky and refuse to die. I don't quite know why. Never mind. In comes our Night Goblins. Now, we're going to be a little... Now, as these units, like, cluster around, so we can see the Grail Knights charging in there, that's fine. I like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Fanatics to deal damage to the Grail Knights, because you know, it's going to be tough for us to actually... We don't have a huge amount of armor piercing apart from the trolls, of course, and actually the Night Goblins do actually have some armor piercing, but the best way to deal with them definitely is Fanatics. It's definitely going to be Fanatics, because you can see, just look at their health drop. That's insane. And they're going to come out the other side and then run through these Battle Pilgrims, do even more damage. Basically, Fanatics are just amazing. They're just great. So we've embroiled in a bit of melee combat there. Our archers are unloading on the peasant bowmen. You can see having a pretty devastating effect on them. We're going to debuff using Fanny. And who's our shaman? I've forgotten his name. We've got Fanny, and we've got someone... is it... Oh, it's Gary Rhodes, isn't it? Gary Rhodes. That's right. I remember now. Gary Rhodes. There he is. Gary Rhodes. He's in there somewhere. Good. So, we're just basically fighting a big blob of infantry. And, I mean, we're winning. That's no problem. You know, we're getting there. So, anyone reading anything good recently, or... Is the weather nice where you are? Are you enjoying lockdown, or is it, you know, a little bit... Oh, there's Fanny. Fanny's running away. Oh, come back. Come, Fanny. You're fine. She's running away. God damn it, Fanny. Some knights errant come the other way, and she... Oh, fuck. It's just... that poor man-at-arms just gets run over by Fanny. Oh, never mind. In go the Fanatics. Some more Fanatics coming in, doing some good damage there. Is that we're using the Fanatics sparingly. There goes some buffs from Skarsnik. He's going to be throwing his mushrooms around. I mean, we're slowly carving our way through. We're slowly doing it. They are continuing to throw units at us, just try and pin down the... there goes some more Fanatics taking out those mounted yeoman archers, because we don't have any units nearby to really deal with them. And... it did kill quite a few of them, so good work there. We're also trying to take out the Blessed Field Trebuchet, because it's got 75 kills, which is not ideal. Fortunately, it does seem to be mostly shooting at our archers, which I'm okay about. If it started, like, unloading into this blob, that would be very, very bad for us. Bosh. Okay, good. We're taking out the Blessfield Trebuchet. We've only got 2 left. How's our melee duel going? Ground Knights coming back. There's a big pile of dead knights here. There's the Feral Hydra. So we're slowly carving our way through. It's, you know, it's getting there. You can see all of these battle pilgrims, they've been reduced. They haven't got that many kills either. 8, 9, 3. I mean, that's not really... Out go more fanatics to take out those mounted yeomen because I think they suck. You know what? I didn't think fanatics were particularly good against knights, but turns out pretty effective. I've still got these bloody Grail relics. You know what? I've just decided, screw it. I cannot be bothered to sit here and melee bloody Grail relics. So what we're going to do is we're going to advance. We're going to charge straight at the city centre. We're going to take the city centre, and that should be fine. Can I just point out that the sheer amount of rising damp they're going to have here? I mean, look at this. There's like water on both sides of this. That can't be good. That's got to be bad. What about the foundations? There's just so many questions. Okay, we've got some Knights of the Realm heading this way. Slightly problematic because they're going to hit our goblins. And goblins... Oh no, they're going to turn away at the last seconds. And... Nope, come back. There we go. Oof. I mean, that could have been worse, he says, as goblins fly past. Mind you, that troll just bludgeoned a goblin out of the way as well, and he's fine, so no worries there. These Knights of the Realm are going to go down very quickly. They've already lost 50% of their health. They're itchy nuisance. So they've got ants in their pants. So they've got no melee attack. They've got bugger all weapon strength. They've got lesser. I mean, they've only got 13 weapon strength now. Yeah, they're off. They cannot be asked to deal with that. The battle pilgrims, last line of defense. In come the goblins. In comes the Feral Hydra. And we've basically taken the city centre now. It's just a case of hunting down all the last few remaining Bretonnians. But fortunately, it does seem that we've caused enough casualties to break what remains. Oh, God, I hate those Grail relics. And they don't do too much damage. They're just kind of annoying. Never mind. Okay, obviously we're going to sack it. Obviously. We got a fireball. I mean, you don't have anything. You can have a fireball. In fact, we've probably income from sacking settlement. That would have been useful. Untainted, actually very useful in this situation. Looting settlement, chance of stealing item. Sure. And casualties capture post-battle. That's all good. Jesus, you don't have anything either. Okay, yeah, more magic item, more sacking, good. More untainted, good. Casualties captured, fine. You can have an ogre blade. Have some glittering scales as well. Why not? Sure. Do you already cause... Okay, you cause fear. You don't cause terror. I don't think there's much point giving you a strength potion. Your melee attack is low. Let's just make you cause fear. What do we got? Other Trickster's Shard, which is fine. I quite like that. Got the Armour of Destiny, which is better than the Trickster's Helm. Yes. Okay, just to be on the safe side, let's skedaddle over here. Do a little bit of raiding to replenish, and is the... Oh, they don't like the Empire. Perfect! This is how I bonded with the Wood Elves last time. Who knew it? Greenskins and Wood Elves. I mean, we both like green things. So, you know, that's something we can bond over. That's nice. Also, the mutual hatred of Carl. Right, you get... What? Don't want to do that? Wait, no. I wanted to go Soul Blight, because Soul Blight is just generally pretty good. And I'll give you spiky weapons. Everything good. Right, we want an Arachnarok Spider. Yes. So, I might get rid of one of these Night Goblin Fanatics. Get the Arachnarok Spider in there. That seems pretty good. And then we should be able to sort that out. And then, oh yes, we also had this fight on down here, didn't we? Grom v Grombrindle, with quite a nasty army of Ironbreakers. Fortunately, I think Grom's force is more than capable of dealing with them. As long as we get the Ironbreakers to blow their load early. I mean, we could Lightning Strike and take out the settlement without fighting Grombrindle. But, I mean, we're going to have to deal with Grombrindle. May as well do it now. Yeah, let's pull that plaster off. As well as, I was going to say as well as Grombrindle, but I don't want to pull Grombrindle off. That would be a very different sort of thing. So it looks like Grombrindle is coming in on our flank, which is actually quite useful. I've sent in Graham. Graham's going to get their attention, and there's a lot of attention being garnered there. We're going to use Foot of Gork or Mork, whichever. That's going to take out quite a few of those Ironbreakers. In comes Grom. Grom is basically just a... I don't think you can deal with Grom with infantry. I think you basically have to shoot him to death would probably be the best option. Or large units, because infantry, Grom just eats them alive. So Graham and Grom going to be fighting side by side. We've got some Slayers who are meandering back and forth in front of the Archers, which is turning out to not be a very good idea. The Rogue Idol's been spawned in. He's getting the attention of some Slayers there, which is fine because they're basically just... I'm just using him to keep them at arm's length. And here comes the garrison, very, very slowly marching across the open ground to come and help Grombrindle's beleaguered force. There's Grombrindle himself. They've got some Ironbreakers there. They're going to chuck some satchel charges at the Pulse Boys. Unfortunately, I think they're mostly going to miss. Yep, mostly missed. And then we can turn back and give them a little charge. Rogue Idol body slamming in the background. Get in there, lads. Nice. And then we've also got some more Snotling Pump Wagons going to come in, hit them in the flank over there. So Grom and Graham have caused a huge... I mean, 83 kills there, 27 on Graham. And Graham's not really... The Ragnarok Spiders aren't very killy, but they are quite tanky. Helps they're chucking satchel charges their own guys as well. Grom's a little bit on fire, but I think he's fine. That's alright. And these Hammerers, of course, they don't have shields. They do have a lot of armour, but no shields. Interesting. I forgot about Spider Squad and forgot to deploy them, but Spider Squad have turned up, and some Goblins fighting some Slayers over here. I'm not sure how well that's going to work out for them. Unit losing slightly, but the Slayers are losing decisively, so it's a battle where everyone loses. And Grombrindle fighting some Goblins over here, fighting Grom Snacks. He's decided that's pointless because they're quite tanky, and he's actually finding it quite difficult to kill them. So they are going to move up and reinforce against the garrison that's now incoming. Our Spider Squad is heading around behind the garrison forces. They're going to try and take out some of their quarrelers, their crossbows. And this is the problem with fighting dwarves. They just don't break. They fight to last. We've got some... I mean, the Slayers will fight to last, obviously, because they're Slayers. But pretty much a lot of these units are going to fight to the very last. Like, we're going to have to wipe them out before they stop trying to kill us. I mean, Ironbreakers, that's just what they do, but... I mean, look at these Longbeards over here, okay? So, currently, they've got 77 leadership. I am going to have to whittle these guys down and kill them all. They won't retreat. They will never break. Spider Squad is eating some Quarrelers. They've managed to create a Quarreler sandwich. I guess it's a toasted sandwich, because the lava spider riders, that would... good. And the Snotling Pump Wagons just trying to mow down some dwarves over there. The Ironbreakers, I mean, they've done quite a lot of damage to them, actually. Doing quite a lot of damage. Do these guys have... Yeah, so they've got... Grombrindle has... That's a buff, I guess, that lasts a certain amount of time. Okay, so that's probably why I had to watch. Still, they're very tanky. All right, now that Grombrindle's buff has worn off, these units are starting to break and run, just about. But I mean, we had to kill so many of them. The trolls managed to get a lot of work done, which is good. Grom Brindle, though, still very much alive. Oh, that's the thing. Where's Grom Brindle? He's around here somewhere. Where? There he is. Still fighting. He did manage to kill a fair few goblins, but they've managed to rout him. That's right. Grom Brindle, the White Dwarf, defeated by goblins. Currently being stabbed in the bottom by them as well. Suck a dick, Grom Brindle. Oh, dwarves are the worst. They just never run away. Never mind. Obviously, we'll sack it. The Storm Banner is really good. Don't I have a couple of Storm Banners? He says. I think I do. In fact, I've got some really good banners, which I should probably... I don't know if it's worth putting them on this, because as much as I love my gobbos, they're like not... They're not the best unit, are they? I mean, I'm not going to change them, but... well, let's mull that over. Coming back... It means I won't be able to get renowned and feared. But -7 leadership for elven units is quite good. So I can get mob boss and then renowned and feared, or I can get coming back and then finish off mob boss. That's my options. And to be honest, I don't think there's anything I've picked in this tree where I'm like, you know what, that was the wrong decision. I think everything I've got here is perfectly fine. It's just I don't have quite enough skill points to get the two things I'd like coming back, and I'd like renowned and feared. The only thing is, I don't know how useful -7 leadership is going to be. I mean, it's nice, but is it going to turn the tide? Maybe if a unit's already losing combat and in trouble, but... On the other hand, I mean, plus 5% campaign movement range, and -8 upkeep. And, I mean, our economy is... I mean, it's not bad, but it's not... It's not the best. Oh, sure. But I'll make that... I'm going to push that tough decision back until he levels up next time. And then I will curse past MonstersAbound for not taking the bull by the horns. Gorked and Ramsey, I guess you can just steal technology because there's nothing else for you to do. Good. Okay, let's occupy Black Iron. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I guess we'll just have to kill them all. That's Cricketbat Mountain. I mean, are we not? No, Grom came from Misty Mountain, didn't he? Which I guess is Grom Peak, I guess. No, because that's where he defaced the statue. So where's Misty Mountain then? Surely we'd have a special thing. You'd think? Maybe? Do we have a special building in Yvresi, just out of interest? No. You think we would, like, you know, a bigger statue. One with a more impressive belly, that kind of thing. Okay, so far we have yet to find Grimgor. But we're still looking. We're still searching. And you can have a... Oh, I don't fucking know. Scavenge, sure. Oh, because we blocked that army, didn't we? Yes, because that's the reason I attacked that army, was because we blocked that army and I was safe. That's right, I remember. God, I'm smart. Black Iron Mine, yep, we'll upgrade you, and we'll keep looking for little Grimgor, so we can say hello by, you know, running him over in our rustic mobility scooter. It's nice that for once our allies seem to be doing quite well for themselves. Look at that, that's looking pretty good, isn't it? Pretty pleased with that. I really need to get the boys back together though. Oh, there's Carl. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How the fuck did you manage to get that far? Jesus. Like, is that just me? I'm fairly sure I couldn't manage to... I'm fairly sure my army couldn't manage to march all the way over there. Uh-oh. Oh, Sly. Oh, Sly. Okay. Okay. Well, actually, we've only got Carl here. I mean, that's not necessarily the worst. I mean, we will legitimately might be able to win this. It's worth a shot. We're in quite a lot of trouble here. Now, my one hope is maybe we can get these guys to bunch together and then unleash fanatics on them. Maybe do enough damage to break the army. Maybe. And then we've got the spiders in the forest over there. Maybe they can sweep around, take out the survivors, and that would be fine. Unfortunately, probably what I do wrong here is I reveal the spider riders a bit early. I get a little bit flustered by the fact they've got cavalry coming in quite fast. I'm going to move in the Weekend at Bernie's, who's taking a lot of damage so far. Charging in. Okay, not bad, not bad. Unfortunately, we're just not getting... This isn't good. So basically, we've got some fanatics coming in here. They're doing some good damage. But most of our goblins have been smashed by the Reichsguard. You can see the Reichsguard racking up kills over there. We've also got King Leoncoeur, who we don't really have an answer for. We don't have any heroes in this army. Some fanatics coming out here. They're doing some damage to the Reichsguards, killing quite a few of them, and then smashing straight into the halberdiers. But again, it's not doing enough damage. The Spider Riders basically doing bugger all damage with their shots. We're going to try and take out... We've got a lot of... I mean, the weapon strength isn't bad. The melee attack's pretty good. I feel like we should be able to do a lot of damage to these guys. So Spider Riders coming in. Weekend at Bernie's is running away. He's had enough. That's unfortunate. Most of our goblins are broken. That's not good. And... Sly Sweaty Bollocks, his bollocks are no doubt slightly more sweaty than usual as he's being run over by cavalry and also by Karl Franz. So that's not good. Oof. Okay. More fanatics coming out there, but it's a little bit too little too late. Seen as apparently all of our goblins are mostly dead. Our Spider Riders are trying to run down as many of the missile infantry as we can. Unfortunately, looking at the kill count there, we have done fuck all damage, really. It looks like we've done quite a lot of damage, but realistically, apparently, no. I mean, this would be where we'd want to use fanatics, but Weekend at Bernie's is coming back to the fights, but unfortunately, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. Doing a little bit of damage there. We're going to rain down fire on their heads, but... Weekend at Bernie's is, yeah, a massive leadership reduction, and yeah, we're dead. You know what, I thought we'd done a lot more damage, that army. Turns out, nope, fucking nothing. Barely dented it. That was basically not worth fighting. Oh well, at least Sly is, you know, immortal, so he can't actually die. But, like... Hello, Cadon. Non-aggression pact. No. But I still think it's like they seem to move quite far. That seemed to be like quite a... Oh, have you blocked me? Oh, you bastard. Oof. Oof. Jerk. So what? Right, so they're heading for Crookback Mountain. So at least I kind of know where Grimgor is heading to. So that could be useful. That could be useful information. Slight is wounded, but that's fine. If anything, it just means I won't be hemorrhaging cash so quickly. Look how much just losing that one army has saved me. Like, that's quite a lot. I guess I've got to be a little bit careful here because
possible.
Like that? Right. Hang on.
Sigma forbids this.
I suppose you do have a witch hunter, so maybe you've got the extra movement? I mean, you don't. Well, unless I'm going mad, you shouldn't be able to move through the mountains that quickly. Is that just me? Okay, well let's raise this. I mean, it's slightly annoying, but it's not the end of the world. To be honest, I don't even need the settlements over here, realistically. So, I'm not actually doing anything for me, are they? I should have cancelled that. Never mind. Right, Scarsnick. Scarstick me old fruit. Smash them faster? I mean, that gives you multiple, because you've got get back here, but you've also got some other abilities that you can use that boost up your... So basically, everyone around you gets boosted up pretty well. So I quite like that. Let's make Gary Rhodes immortal, unlike his namesake. Jesus. And, sure, Doom and Darkness for leadership. We'll hop Scarstick back into Massive Orcal next turn and recruit an Arachnarok Spider. I saw an army head this way.
What do you want? This way?
Jeez, still no sign of Grimgor. What the fuck is he? You know what? If I take Crookback Mountain, is that gonna, like, will he come to me? And then I can just, when he arrives, I can just sucker punch him? Could that work? Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Let's try that. I'm not 100% sure it will work. Azhag's in a bit of trouble because you can march. You can probably march over there as well. Yeah, Azhag's in a risky position. Very risky. I'm just going to give you... It's a bit of a waste of scrap, seeing as I might decide to switch them out for big uns later. But for the moment, we'll do that. Now, what I was, as much as I don't get me wrong, I love Sly Sweaty Bollocks. He's a character, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough income to manage to have Skarsnik, Grom, Grimgor, Wurzag, and Azhag at the same time. I can probably manage those 5 armies. Another one is just a little bit too much. And you might go, but it's just one more. And it's like, yeah, but each army increases like upkeep by 15%, which means it becomes exponentially worse. So I just don't know whether we can... Why have I got this here? I don't need it. Honest to God, what was I thinking? What was I fucking thinking? I wasn't. Let's get more... Hag. I don't need this either. Oh, well, I'll have it anyway. It's fine. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. And there's a thingy there which we need to get. Right, Azhag could be in trouble. Grom is still looking for Grimgor. And Scarstick is now all by his lonesome. But Sly will be back. As, in fact, shall we... Let's leave it for the moment, because actually, I just don't think that extra army was paying for itself, realistically. Unfortunately, I just don't think it was. It probably didn't have enough monsters in it. It was probably a bit too squishy. If we had maybe a few more trolls, like Scarstick's army is a bit squishy, but it's also got sort of a bit of backbone there with the trolls, with the feral hydra, and we'll get an Arachnarok spider in there as well. So I think they'll be fine. Grom's army is a bit of a mishmash, but I like it. And Azhag's is if we could get the Orc Biggins, that would be a very tanky army. I'd like some more Boar Boys as well, maybe. Not a sentence I thought I'd ever hear myself say. But we'll worry about that next time.
To stop anything.
That's right. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.